Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about focus on how to hire, and we're going to discuss the mindset that you have to hire, and how to figure out your goal employee, how to motivate, once you find that employee, how to motivate them to join your company, and a long term solution to motivating your employees and making them the best version that they can. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Isaac Burak with To Be Green Consulting, and I'm here today to help lawn and landscape business startups into building their company into a system and a process that creates crazy revenue, has great employees, great systems in place, and can function on a large scale. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with the mindset that you have to have in order to hire effectively. Actually, the mindset that you need to get rid of is your victim mentality. We've known for years now that we're in a labor shortage, that it's hard to find workers, and especially that we can't pay the workers like we used to. All right? So we need to accept these things and make the best out of it playing the game that we're playing now. Right? We can't do anything about it, so let's adapt our marketing structure, our hiring structure, those two factor together, and make the best out of what we have. Even though society has made it look like money carries all the weight in the market and everybody values money over anything else, that is not the truth. And think about it. If all you were offering your employees was a higher hourly pay, that would not be a sustainable structure for you. Number one, you would not be getting the work out of your employees that you require. Number two, your employees wouldn't be motivated to work for you. There are some anomalies that if they get the money, they're happy to work for you forever. But on the long term, we need to motivate people on other factors than just the financial gain. Now that we have your mindset in check, now we can start structuring our hiring practice into finding our goal employee, the best employee that we can find. So number one, as I mentioned that we cannot only motivate our employees on the financial gain, we need to completely reorganize our hiring structure. The best hiring structures have two things in common. They have one mindset that they share and the structures in place to implement off of that mindset. That mindset is that whenever you're trying to hire, whenever you need somebody, that is not when you're going to find your best employee. This means that your hiring structure needs to function so that you're constantly marketing for new employees. Think about this. You may find an expert in a specific niche that you can benefit off of, or you can find a great personality and a little lower skills, but they can fit perfectly into your company as maybe a visionary or organization, such like that. You never know who's going to come to you. To expect to find your optimum employee in the short time frame when you realize, shit, I'm understaffed. I can't handle the jobs I'm having. I'm in too deep. That's not the time to hire, and you're not going to find the person that you need. So this is why the top hiring structures follow these two aspects. They know that they have to constantly hire, and they follow the key idea of motivating on other factors to find their best employees. Now that you know how to find your best employee and to follow a given structure, you need to know what employee you actually want. This structure that I just described is only going to work when you know the type of employee, what you want them to complete, the personality for them to have. Once you know these things, that's when you can actually incorporate this structure. How to figure out what kind of employee you need. You need to have an open mind, a big mind. We have to think about what job we need them to produce today. Not tomorrow. Let's not try and solve tomorrow's problems today. Instead, let's set ourselves in a route of solving today's problem completely to set ourselves up on the path of fixing tomorrow's problem tomorrow. This is going to make it much easier both in our structure and for employees looking to join our company. They're going to have a crystal clear idea of what I need to provide as an employee, what expectations I can expect from the owner, and if whether or not he or she can actually provide. What goes into your goal employee, you might ask? A few things. That goal employee needs to be able to fulfill the job that you've circled out. And in circling out that problem or that task, You need to look into your business, see the shortcomings, what's limiting you from expanding, and then hire directly on that specific need. Once you've realized the specific need, you're going to be able to simplify your hiring structure and sift through many various and potential employees. This is not only going to make it easier for you, the owner, but also for the potential employees. They're going to realize this owner is serious, this owner is organized, he knows exactly what he's expecting from me, and now the employee can ask themselves, can I provide? Can I be good enough? Is this something that I want to do? There's going to be far less, oh, I didn't realize this, far less questions if you can clear up exact expectations and factors into the hiring process. Once you've set up a structure, once you've found your goal employee, you know who they are, you know how to find them, you need to get money out of the problem. Even though I said that we need to motivate on other factors than money, money is still one of the factors, okay? So we need to pay them an adequate rate on this specific job. Realize how I'm giving this out in an order. You have to pay them an adequate rate for the specific job you are expecting today. So get money out of the problem, all right? Pay an adequate rate. That depends on your market, your structure, everything. I cannot give you an hourly rate because it varies too much. The best way to motivate employees both to join your company and continue performing is to motivate based on intrinsic value. What the specific employee is actually personally going to gain by working for you. Your company, your business is part of a movement. A goal might be easier to understand. Your business is trying to fulfill a goal. And the intrinsic values that I'm speaking about, what I'm referring to, is the importance that that specific employee carries in your company. Everybody in today's society has the intrinsic requirement to feel that they're living in a life of purpose. This can either be their personal purpose or become a vital part of a process of somebody else's purpose. So in motivating somebody, you're getting the financial part out of the issue list, okay? You're paying them adequate for what they require, maybe even a little more, okay? And now, in mental motivation, you're actually showing how much weight they're actually pulling in your company, okay? What I just mentioned can also overwhelm people at times. You want to make your purpose that you're pushing onto them simple and have a narrow goal. This is going to make employees understand it much more clearly, and also not everybody's a visionary. Some people are practical and want to get work done. Some people want to be a visionary, create new ideas, and so forth. So you want that narrow goal to be tailored to your employee and have a specific purpose in your business. That's going to show that their importance is actually important and carries weight in your company. For any of what I just mentioned, your business actually has to have some values surrounding it. You have to care about your employees, you have to care about your jobs, and you have to have a purpose, a wider purpose in mind. And in that purpose, you have to give your employees some flexibility to be creative. That's going to show that I'm actually backing what I say, that I actually value them and they have purpose in my business and that I trust them. And in the end, that's going to give you more time to work on other things, to work on what actually pushes your company forward. So this video has helped you today. My name is Isaac Burek with 2B Green Consulting. I want you to hit one of the two links in the description below. You'll either be able to book a call directly with me so we can just develop a personalized solution to your business, whether that's hiring, marketing, route setting, employee structure, financial numbers, all of it. Or you could hit the other link and go to my public Facebook group where you'll see a community full of other lawn and landscape masterminds who can give you advice as well. This has been Isaac Burek. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you in the next one.